What's up, Facebook? How's it going, everybody? We are live. What's going on? Facebook. We've got YouTube. We've got TikTok. How's everybody doing? How we all doing today? We live and kicking? Guess I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit. Wait for some peeps to hop online here. If you're live and doing well, throw some chats down. Welcome, Chibrush Ashka 556. What's going on? Welcome. How we doing, YouTube? What's up? Let's see some life here in the chats. So I'm Jason here with devslopes.com, full stack developer and engineer, and mentor and coach, helping students learn how to code, get jobs, all that fun stuff. Hey, Alouch. My name is Jason. In case you missed it, Jason with DevSlopes, full stack engineer here, and helping students learn how to code. We've got different academies for iOS, Android, and web. I'm the instructor for the Web Academy, so I just work with students every day, answering code questions and reviewing their code, making sure that there's good practices happening. And, once they hit a certain point, then I start working with them to do freelance work, all right, helping them make money, because that's important as a developer. You don't just want to spend time, blood, sweat, and tears learning a skill, right? It's time to get paid. And so that's what I do, is once a student has established some good programming skills, then I help them land freelance work and work towards getting a job, because that's the other side of the spectrum, right? You learn to code, make money. Most of the time, that's how it works. Most of the time. How we doing, TikTok? Welcome, A38. Welcome, Kelsey S. Smith. Welcome. Great to have you all here. So we're just going to be talking about code, tech, jobs, freelance, all that fun stuff. And if you have questions about where to get started as a beginner, or questions about different tech stacks, let's throw some questions down. Now, I'm not an expert in every technology out there, all right? But I'm pretty dang good at Googling and figuring things out. But I primarily work with web professionally every single day. I do the MERN stack, which is Mongo, Express, React, and Node. And it's a lot of fun. Lots of fun. Let's see. Sakthivel asks, hi, Jason, can you talk about your 30 days coding challenge? Absolutely. So the DevSlopes coding challenge is really awesome, and it's designed for beginners. And even if you have programming experience already, that's fine. So we have this 30-day code challenge. And every day you'll have a set of video tutorials starting you from beginner to advanced concepts as the days progress. And then every day you're given a code challenge at the end of that day after you've gone through the tutorials. And one of the great things about this is you're given the code challenge, all right? And then you have to post your solution to the community, all right? So it helps hold you accountable for these type of things. And then you also have these live weekly meetups that you can get on with a mentor and a coach that you can ask questions to about programming, tech, freelance jobs, whatever comes up. And then you'll be in this live meetup call every Saturday with the coach and the mentor for that coding challenge, and then all the other students. So it's a fantastic place to learn how to code, to sharpen up your skills. I would say around maybe day 13 or something. Once you're about 2 weeks in, the challenges start to get really, really intense, and it's going to force you to start thinking in ways that you've never, thought about things before, which is really cool. So it's going to, just push your skills to a whole other level and how to problem solve and come up with solutions. So it's a lot of fun. It was really fun for me as well. So we put together the coding challenge. Mark, our CEO. And then he's like, Jason, I need you to come up with solution videos for every one of these challenges. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I've been coding for several years. This will be fun, good refresher for me as well. And man, some of those challenges, those got tough. Like, when you're at a job, sometimes you're working in your own sphere of things, and there's, sometimes you don't have to dive into super crazy stuff. Most of the time, for me, at least the development positions I've had, it's been pretty casual. I mean, there's some intense, problem solving, things like that. But these coding challenges, it was a really good refresher for me as well, because it just like put me back, like really problem solving with JavaScript in very, very interesting ways. Very interesting ways. So yeah, go to 30daycodechallenge.com, and we've got the code challenge for JavaScript and iOS. Let me check here. Let's check when the next challenge starts. All right, I've got to move TikTok over here just a little bit so I can see. It looks like the next 30-day challenge is in 7 days. All right, bringing TikTok back here. I'm actually going to take this. I'll post it in the chats here in YouTube for y'all to check it out. All right, so I just dropped it in the chats. That's the 30daycodechallenge.com. You can go ahead, sign up for the JavaScript or the Swift challenge. We'll be doing Android here in the future, but it's not available yet. All right, TikTok, let's take some questions from you here. And I'm going to take some other questions from YouTube. Let's see, Zab. Let's see, how do you say this? The Black Afro. All right, so how do you deal with imposter syndrome? Because that's what I'm struggling with. You know what? That is a very, very common thing. And the only thing that I can really say to this is it's not real. All right, punch it in the face, because it will do absolutely nothing for you but hold you back. All right, imposter syndrome is a very real thing. Even me, after several years of coding, like when I got picked up by Dell Computers, I was a full stack engineer at Dell Computers for several years. Okay, I'm a self-taught developer. I felt this imposter syndrome a lot when I was first applying for jobs. But as I, got better at coding and, landed a few jobs here and there, I had a lot more confidence. And then when I interviewed for Dell, man, it just went back to, square one. Like I had this imposter syndrome again. I was like, why would Dell ever hire me? Like there's so many other better developers out there. Why would Dell waste any time with me? Because, I'm thinking Dell, like huge company, enterprise company. Why me? Why Jason? Why a self-taught developer? Not that I was a bad developer. Okay. I was good. People hired me. They paid me for my skills, but I felt that imposter syndrome. And I was like, you know what? This is an amazing opportunity. Just buckle up, and walk in there and do your thing. And long story short, Dell hired me. They liked my skill set, everything. They liked my code, and I got hired by Dell. Worked there for several years, and it was amazing. It was amazing. So yeah, just imposter syndrome. You just got to ignore it. Do your best. Do your best, because there is somebody out there who will pay you for your skills. Somebody will. All right. And even if you get shut down from a job interview, like if you didn't make the cut, that's fine. Just move on to the next. Don't let it get you down. Don't let it get you down at all. You're welcome. All right. We're going to take a couple of questions here from YouTube. What's up, Ranch? How's it going? All right. What else do we have? Devin. Which city would you say is better for code jobs as a beginner in Texas, Austin, or Dallas? Hey, Devin, I'm in Austin, Texas right now. That's cool. So Austin has, you'd probably have to do a search for it. I don't know if you're looking for like mobile development, like iOS or Android or web development, but both Austin and Dallas have an amazing tech scene. There's so many tech jobs. But I would get on Indeed.com and do a search. And then you can also check out, yeah, probably Indeed. Indeed's the best one that I know. There's some other sites like, shoot, man, it's been forever since I've applied for work. I think there's one called Monster and Cyber Coders or something like that. Cyber something. but Indeed.com is a really place to go to check out the available jobs for your city or area. But both those, Austin and Dallas, excellent. Fantastic tech scene. What's up, Samuel? Good evening, Jason. Glad to have you in in your home once again. In your home digitally, right? Let's see. Harshit, should I go for studying for college? Let's see. Sorry, the message just went away here. Should I go for studying for college entrance exam and then a computer science degree, or self-taught? Harshit, I would straight up go the self-taught road. All right. College is, for a computer science degree, the game has changed. Like, there's companies out there that say, oh, required computer science degree. That's bull crap. Unless the company is like really old school, you do not need a computer science degree to get a development position. At the end of the day, all an employer wants is somebody who can code, someone who can turn in results. That's it. They don't care where you learned. They just want somebody who can do the job. All right. So I have friends and that have done the computer science degree. My older brother went 4 years, bachelor's in a computer science degree. All of them have said it's a complete waste of money. They don't teach you the skills to be successful in the job market. Things as simple as Git, using the terminal, version control, using NPM packages. Okay, those are super basic skills that you will be using every single day in a job, and they don't do that at college. And college gives you these huge gaps between learning how to code. You'll learn code for like a month, and then take this huge gap learning like geography or whatever else, and that's not how you learn to code. You have to have hands on a keyboard writing out code every single day for a couple of hours, at least 5 days a week. I'd say for 2 hours, if you honestly want to be successful with it. You've got to get your hands on a keyboard, and college is not. They just hands down will not do that for you. It's so much theory. I'm a self-taught developer. Theory and depth in programming is going to happen naturally down the road. All right, self-taught developer, those things are good to know. They're important, and kudos to college for teaching those, theory on programming. But if you're looking to get a job, theory is not going to get you a job. All right, you've got to code. You've got to have hands-on experience. Do the self-taught route. All right, now to follow up with that, being a self-taught developer, doing it on your own, it sucks. All right, it does. I did it. I did the self-taught developer path on my own. I was lost. I was confused. I wasted about 6 months of time learning stuff that didn't matter. And that's because I didn't have any clear direction about what I should be doing. I didn't know when my code was good enough. All right, I didn't know if it was good enough or if I was using good practices. So if you want some more, there's learning resources to do this for free, right? There's tutorials on YouTube. If you need some more guidance and some structure, I would check out the DevSlopes Academy. That's where I work, devslopes.com. And I am a full stack engineer here at DevSlopes. I'm a mentor and a coach. DevSlopes has these different academies where you will get a personal coach and mentor to work with, ask code questions to. We give you a curated, guided learning path, the skills that you need to actually be successful in a job or at freelance work, and we work with you until you get paid. All right, so we have live weekly meetups. I personally review your code. All right, I'll personally look at all your code projects. So go to devslopes.com/apply. Give me a second. Let me just throw that in the chat here. devslopes.com/apply. All right, we've got the good old copy and paste. All right, so I just pasted it in the chats, and that's for anybody. If you're looking to code and you want to get on the fast track and you're looking for some guidance and some structure, check out the DevSlopes Academy. We have that for iOS, web, and Android. You get mentorship, coaching, live weekly meetups, code reviews, career coaching. We help you strategize your resume, LinkedIn, how to work with recruiters, how to negotiate salaries. And we will be there every step of the way through the entire interview process. Like our goal, like it's one thing to learn skills about programming, but there's the whole other side of the spectrum, getting paid for it. And we work with you A to Z to do that, guaranteed period. There's no cap on this. You have lifetime access. We hold you accountable. All right. I'm going to be, like just heckling you. If I don't see you turn it in work, I'm going to be like, dude, where's your work? So there's a lot of accountability, and doing it self-taught on your own, you don't have that accountability. It's easy to get distracted and to quit. Wow, I really went off on that question, didn't I? What else do we have here? Octaquido asks, do you have any tips to deal with frustration when you get stuck? Yeah, that's rough. So, being let's see, you posted something else here. Hold up. I'm 30% into it. It's a really good program. I can vouch. So far, so good. Awesome. So you're in the Octaquido. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Are you in one of the DevSlopes academies then? Are you like in the iOS, Android, or web? Yeah, let me know. All right, what else do we have here? Miller, I did, but I don't know anything about business. I would like to be a successful programmer with my idea. So you know what, Miller, we actually have several entrepreneurs that are in our DevSlopes Academy learning to code, and they need the fast track because just like you, they have an idea and they want to be able to build a software or a product or a brand around it. So they're actually in our DevSlopes Academy, and they're learning all the concepts of programming so they can start prototyping out their ideas so they don't have to depend on other developers or pay other people to do this. And that's a very powerful skill to have as an entrepreneur, to be able to take ideas and then to build out prototypes. Even if you're not an expert programmer, getting the knowledge and skills to be able to build functional programs. I mean, prototype something out. That way you can, present it to investors or whatever you want to do with this business idea, and then get whatever funding you need. So we've got a bunch of entrepreneurs and business people in our program learning how to code, and they need the fast track to it. So we're giving them that guidance and structure. All right, and then Devin, yeah, you're looking at web development for the Austin and Dallas area. Yeah, just do a search for web development or web developers on Indeed for those locations. See what comes up. Let's see. So on TikTok, we've got Octaquido. So let's see. He's on week 5, working on the mobile form. And you just can't figure out how to center stuff. Yeah, CSS can be a major pain for sure. Definitely reach out in the Code Questions channel, or you can personally message me. I would be happy to help you out, and then show you some techniques and things that you can do to get unstuck, how to approach some of these challenges. But Octaquido over here in TikTok, he's in our DevSlopes Web Academy, and he just said he's 32% into it, and he's loving it, and he can definitely vouch for it. So awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So again, if you're interested in having a mentor and a coach to learn to code, go to devslopes.com/apply, and you'll get set up with a free career coaching call with one of our team members. All right. Excuse me. My voice is going out. I've been doing so much recording for our Web Academy. I just launched our new React module, React 104. It's the 4th module of our React stuff, and it's amazing. I would say that is a key stepping stone in our academy, and it's going to take all your skills and just throw it to the next level. You'll be like Mario. You're going to definitely level up for sure. Lauren Tew asks, I don't know any code, but I intend to enter the world of programming. Please recommend me a qualitative clip to introduce me to the world of code. I think I mean here HTML, CSS, etc. So Lauren, that's a great question. So the first thing that I would do is obviously you want to try some resources for free just to get a basic introduction to programming to see if it's even something that you like. There's, I would check out, let's see, you can go to Codecademy and they'll give you a really basic introduction. Or let me do this, Lauren, let me pull this up here. DevSloped has some free courses that will give you an intro to programming. That way you can kind of get a feel for our teaching style, and will at least give you an introduction to programming to see if it's even something you like. I'm going to drop that here in the chat for YouTube. So this is devslopes.com/free-course. All right, and we've got a free course to try out the iOS, Android, or web development. All right. So check that out. All right, Francie445. I'm currently 16 years old, and you're already learning web development quite well. That's awesome. Also using front-end framework. Do you think that start a temporary freelance journey to make my first money is worth it? Absolutely, Francie, absolutely, 100%. You should definitely start with freelance work, especially as a self-taught developer, because what that's going to do for you, if you have plans of, I guess, continuing freelance and getting more clients, or even moving into an actual development position with a company, having a portfolio of work, of paid projects, is going to add a lot of credibility to you. All right, when you go and apply for a job, for an example, and an employer sees that you have portfolio projects that somebody paid you to build, that's going to add a lot of credibility. And I think that's I think that's so awesome that you're 16 and getting into this. Had I known, that I was going to end up as a software engineer, I would have gotten into it way back, like when I was 16. Instead, I got into it in my late 20s. But super grateful that I did, because it's completely changed my life entirely. Okay, I'm going to take a couple of questions. Yeah, we're going to do a couple more questions here. TikTok, if you have other questions, feel free to post them. I'd be happy to answer them. Ranvi asks, what do you think about apprenticeships? They could be good. I've never done any personally, but you could definitely test some out. Like, anything you can do to get your foot in the door with programming is always going to be helpful. So if you want to take an apprenticeship or like mentorship, anywhere like that, definitely do it to get your foot in the door. Harshit, well, I'm 17 years old. Can I become a self-taught developer? Currently, I'm giving all my time to crack college entrance exam. Yeah, absolutely. 17, for sure. You can do the self-taught developer road. I did it in my late 20s. In our DevSlopes Academy, we've had students as young as 14 all the way up to 55 years old. And the gentleman that was 55, he was in our iOS Academy, and he landed an iOS development job at 55. So again, companies, they're really looking for somebody, all they want is somebody who can code. I mean, I'm sure age might come into play if you're younger, like 16 or 17. You might be able to find a job at a startup, for an example. But companies just want people who can code. That's it. That's all they want. Avaplane, what would you recommend if I want to use a database with JavaScript, Firebase or other databases just for a small project to learn? So if you're using JavaScript, a really easy database to learn or to use is MongoDB. You can do everything with JavaScript. You can move into Node. All right. That way, you can write JavaScript on the server with Node and then package it in with Express. So you'll be using whatever, front-end framework that you're using with JavaScript, and then just pack in like Node, Express. MongoDB is really easy to use as a database, and Firebase is really good as well. Firebase has a really intuitive API, and they have fantastic documentation, and it's super easy to get up and running with. So either or really works. I've always just mainly stuck with MongoDB for the back end, but Firebase is great, especially if you're just doing learning stuff. All right, we've got about 5 minutes here. All right, adios, taquito. I don't know how to pronounce that, but you're heading out. It's great to talk to you as well. All right. What other questions do we have? I'll hang out here for just a little bit. We have 5 minutes. I'm going to wrap up here in 5 minutes. So if you have questions about different tech stacks, technologies, what learning paths you should pursue, if you have more questions about the DevSlopes Academy, feel free to ask. Feel free to ask. You know what's interesting with developers? I think there's this this notion that they pack down like loads of caffeine. They probably do in a lot of places. Like you'll see them, you know, chugging Red Bulls or Monsters or whatnot. And when I was never into energy drinks when I first got into coding, but when I did, that's what I started to do. I was like packing down like 300, milligrams of caffeine a day, or milligrams of caffeine. But anyways, it was way too much caffeine for me. And now I just stick with my good old Walmart. That looks like pee, but it isn't. It's my it's mango. But anyways, I stick to my 80 milligrams of caffeine, and it does me well. All right, Manyungi. Hey, what do you think of Flutter? I think Flutter is amazing. Flutter is a lot of fun. I haven't built anything in production that's gone to production with Flutter, but I've built a lot of smaller projects with Flutter, just kind of, testing the waters with it. I think the syntax is fantastic. It's super easy to get up and running with. And especially if you're doing freelance work, Flutter is a fantastic technology to use to build cross-platform apps, mobile apps. So yeah, Flutter is amazing. I absolutely love it. It's got a really cool syntax to it. Lauren to you says, thank you. Wish you the best from Ukraine. Hey, welcome from Ukraine. Thank you. Glad I could answer your questions. All right. All right, just a few more minutes here. Let's see. We've got a question here from TikTok. SV since 1986. Cool. Let's see. I am a beginner with programming. I tried with JavaScript and find it difficult for me. Please advise. So SV since 1986, you're not alone. That is one of the most difficult things when getting into programming. Doing the HTML, CSS, that stuff's pretty easy to get under your belt. But JavaScript, it is normal for it to be difficult. So don't give up or get frustrated because it's 100% normal. All right. Everybody goes through that, whether they're doing a computer science degree or whether they're a self-taught developer. Okay. It's just difficult. It is forcing you to think in a new way that you've never had to think before, and using, a new syntax, a new language to figure out and solve problems. All right. So one of the things that you could do is, I don't know exactly where you're at with JavaScript. If you're trying to already use JavaScript to build interactive UIs, I don't know if you're building small programs with JavaScript. I don't know where you're at, but once you get the basics down, all right, start doing coding challenges. All right. There's things like Code Wars, there's HackerRanks, there's Project Euler, and those they have the starting out as a beginner, and it'll give you these simple challenges to start out with, so you can start thinking with JavaScript in different ways and how you can actually use it to solve problems. Now, if you'd like some additional structure and guidance learning JavaScript, I am a coach and mentor here at DevSlopes. I'm running the Web Academy, so you can go to devslopes.com/apply. And then get set up with a free career coaching call. See if the Academy is even for you. And if you want to start with something a little bit simpler, instead of committing yourself to enroll in the DevSlopes Academy, check out the DevSlopes Coding Challenge. We have this 30-day code challenge. All right. Go to 30daycodechallenge.com. We have the JavaScript Code Challenge starting in 7 days. And it's 30 days of challenges. So on day 1, It's going to start you out from a beginner standpoint. Okay, there's going to be video tutorials to go through, and then you get a challenge. All right, day 2, you have more video tutorials learning more about JavaScript, and then another challenge. All right, and you'll do this through the full 30 days. And then every week you have these live mentor and coaching calls with one of the instructors for the JavaScript code challenge, and you can ask questions. You'll be able to talk code. You'll be able to get more direction on things like this. So check out the 30daycodechallenge.com, and we have it for JavaScript. All right, couple more questions here. All right, looks like I have 2 or 3 questions, and then we're going to wrap this up. All right, Dinan asks, sir, do you recommend paid editors like PyCharm, Cleon, or free editors like VS Code, Atom? So Visual Studio Code, I would say, is probably the #1 free code editor out there. I've used both Visual Studio Code and Atom. They're both amazing, I prefer Visual Studio Code a little bit more, but they're both great, and I've written production level code on both of them. Now, I don't have any experience with this PyCharm or Cleon. There is another text editor called WebStorm by JetBrains, and it's a paid editor. It's the bee's knees. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's like Visual Studio Code on steroids, all right? And it's worth every single penny. Now, if you are a beginner and you're learning programming, don't worry about a paid editor. Stick with Visual Studio Code or Atom, all right? Just, yeah, get into a paid editor if you want down the road when you start getting into more professional development like freelancing, or you start a job somewhere, but stick with the free ones for now. And Visual Studio Code or Atom is great. All right, do big companies recruit people from foreign countries? Yes, absolutely, Rita, they do. So when I was a full stack engineer at Dell, we had an offshore team in Russia, in St. Petersburg. And so Dell hired them. And I know several companies who hire teams that are overseas in foreign countries. They do it all the time. So, yeah. All right. Manying, thank you for the feedback on Flutter. Very grateful watching from Kenya. Hey, awesome. Great to have you here. And then SV since 1986. Thanks. I will join the coding challenge. Awesome. Yep, that's 30daycodechallenge.com. All right. Well, that's it, everybody. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for hopping on. I will be doing this the same time tomorrow. Again, if you want any type of coding challenges, DevSlopes has these. Go to 30daycodechallenge.com. We have the JavaScript and the Swift challenge starting in 7 days. So you still have 7 days to sign up for those challenges. If you would like some guidance and more direction learning how to code, go to devslopes.com/apply and check out the DevSlopes Academy. Get set up with a free career coaching call with one of our team members, and ask questions. See if the Academy is even for you. And if you enroll in the Web Academy, I will personally be your mentor and your coach, and I will work with you until you get paid, guaranteed. That's what I do, okay? It's important that you are successful. So that's a wrap. Thanks, everybody. Stay positive, keep calm, and code on.